Irina Kim-Sang is going to do a small excerpt from one of the classes that she teaches at our association, part of the YPN education series, and an excerpt from her book. But for those of you that want to see for yourself, get a copy. Irina is going to have a book signing in the exhibit hall during lunchtime. Please welcome our next speaker and a YPN leader for Miami and South Florida, Irina Kim-Sang.
Well, this is such a warm introduction. Thank you so much to Neil, thank you so much for Deborah. Well, I think we have a wonderful opportunity actually to learn something new. So please pull some notes, take some pictures, okay? So the first thing I want to start with is I have bad news for you and I have good news for you. So the bad news is, can you guess what 175 means? We have one realtor per 175 residents in Florida. Did you know that? So every day we wake up and we have to compete against 45,000 members. But relax, I have good news for you. The good news is that in order to be a successful real estate agent, you don't have to be famous. You have to be selectively famous. Hi, my name is Irina Kim-Sang, and I'm an active real estate broker associate with Coldwell Banker, and I do specialize on working with affluent Russian-speaking clients. When I joined an industry less than 3.5 years ago, I realized a couple of things. The first thing is, as soon as you close your licensing book, it has nothing to do with real business. Would you agree? Number one. Number two, real estate is an individual sport. It's not a team sport. Do you agree with me? No one is going to generate and give away the leads, right? No matter who you join. Number three, real estate is a long-term commitment, right? It's not something that is going to take place right away. You cannot hope that you're going to meet today a person and tomorrow he's going to buy from your services as a buyer or a seller. So it's not an instant gratification business. Number four, real estate is not about who you know, but about who knows you. So let's do a little test here. Guys, I want to ask to do a couple of things that I do on a regular basis, and this is a little exercise to see whether you can be found, and of course, where? In Google. So take your phones and Google your individual name, or Google the key search words that you would like to be associated with. Let's say you position yourself as a luxury specialist on Miami Beach. So using those key search words, I want to see if your name comes up. So doing this exercise is actually very practical. I do it on a regular basis. I would go to the Apple Store and I would Google my name, and because when you do it on your personal device, it's going to bring you the latest search results. But when you do it in public places, this is the actual real-life search. So could you please raise your hands if you actually get a good reputation about yourself? When I do trainings, I had actually one example when a student Googled his name. He never knew that by doing the search, a lot of murder cases came up in association with his name. So guess what? Who is ever gonna call him, right? So do this exercise from time to time. You could probably have two outcomes from this. Outcome number one, nothing comes up about you. Nothing comes up in the association with your key search words. What does it mean? You are a secret agent, right? And we are not secret agents, we are real estate agents. So the second outcome could be that your reputation is so vague and no one can ever decide and make a conclusion who you are and why they have to choose you. What is your advantage? What are your key strengths? What's your differentiation from the rest of the 45,000 agents? So being a professional marketer with 15 years of experience in the corporate marketing, as well as teaching marketing for all these years, I decided to come up with the solution. And the solution, guys, is the following. When you read different books, when you read different blogs about real estate marketing and how to market yourself, you probably have 3 types of information. Number one, you would probably read a success story of an agent, which is great. I read the book of Barbara Corcoran, and this is a case when something happened to a person at that particular time in that particular place. Do you think you can apply the same techniques and that will work for you? Probably not, and probably not now. The second stream of information is, I'm reading a lot of blogs, and it says, most of the titles would say, 101 marketing ideas how to market yourself. Okay, fine. The question is, should I use idea number 1, 55, and 62, or should I go 1, 2, 3? And the finally third piece of information is 10 strategies to market yourself. Again, are you going to use 1 in January, 2nd in February, and 3rd in March? So it's not really a systematic way. I honestly position myself as a marketer, so for me it doesn't matter whether I market a toothpick or an elephant, because the same techniques will apply. And let me give you that solution. So the solution is based on the model that you can take now from this room and try to apply to your specific case and your specific situation. When we're talking about personal branding, if you come to me and you say, can you help me to develop a personal brand? My answer would be, yes, but in a certain way. I will not be able to design a brand for you. What I will be able is to ask appropriate questions using which you will be able to provide, by providing answers, to come up with your specific brand, which will be relevant to your specific case, to your specific market. So the components are the following. There are 7 pieces which build up the model to brand yourself. And this is how the book is organized. 7 components, 7 chapters. So let's start with the first one. The first one is product. Since we're talking about building personal brands, okay, it's all about knowing your strengths. What can you bring to the table? A lot of people do make a mistake. Very few individuals are coming to real estate from college, right after the high school. Most of us had previous experiences and careers. Some people just close the door and say, okay, now I'm a real estate agent, I have to start a new career. But imagine how much from the past you can take with you in forms of skills, right? And in forms of experiences, in forms of connections, and the circles of influence, right? Imagine the situation, let's say you are an ex-nurse, and now you are in real estate. So it's not obvious for some people to say, okay, it doesn't have any relationship to my present real estate career. But I can tell you what relationship it has. Example, you are coming with the wealth of customer service skills. Do you think customer service skills is super relevant in real estate? Yes. The question is, now you have to package them appropriately to communicate to your potential clients. Next, the second P of the model is people in place. We are certainly familiar with the term farming, right? Everyone knows this is a professional terminology, farming techniques. But I want to bring it, kind of take you to this, go through this second P in a different direction, in a different way. Using my personal example, I have chosen a specific type of clientele that I was able to break through into the business very fast because I really focused on them. A lot of realtors make mistake thinking that your audience is only the final buyer or seller. What you can consider is that your actually target audience to generate the business could be specific type of connections that will bring you that business. I'm going to give you my personal example. Instead of going after a specific buyer or seller, I was going after attorneys, financial advisors who are potentially can generate relationships relevant to my situation, which is the affluent Russian-speaking clients. So think this way, maybe this is going to be your farming, not only your buyer and the seller, but the intermediary type of the audience. And of course, traditionally, you can narrow down your choices to specific geographic location, which we typically do as real estate agents. The third one, this is actually my favorite part of branding, because this is an exercise for your imagination. Guys, what is positioning? Positioning is creating a distinctive image in the customer's mind. If I tell you the word Mercedes-Benz, what associations come to your mind, guys? Mercedes-Benz. Luxury. Yes. But if I tell you the word Volvo, what associations come with Volvo brand? Safety. This is actually the exercise showing that marketers have done a great job, that you were able to seal that image and perception in the association with those two brands. The question is, how many of you in this room has any positioning, meaning that if the customer has a need, Russian realtor, who has to come to their mind? My final destination, my marketing objective is my name has to come to my mind, to the customer's mind, right? Ask yourself, do you have clarity how you're going to position yourself? Let me give you an example. I have a good friend in front of me right now. Just compare two lines, guys. Realtor for all your real estate needs versus historic value specialist of Miami Beach homes. Do you see the difference? So the first one, I really insist, guys, that you cross out from your memory the word realtor for all your real estate needs, because it's vague. It doesn't differentiate you from 45,000 agents. But when the realtor has a position, and I'm giving you just one example, Miami Beach historic value specialist, they certainly, when the need arises, people will be able to recall who they have to go to, right? Since real estate business is not an instant gratification business, you certainly have to consider that the brand has to sustain over time. No, you will not be able to sell tomorrow, but people have to recall your name in association with a specific service. So in this case, positioning. Many people make a mistake being afraid to actually focus or specialize on a specific type of the service they do, because they think they're missing out on other opportunities. And this is a mistake, because you will always be able to pick up other business and say yes to other things. But at least when the need arises for the type of the services necessary, your name has to come up first. Number 4, packaging. Of course, guys, once you know what your strengths are, who you're going after, and what is your message to them, you have to package it. And I really think that you have to go with the professional doing it. So do not waste your time from doing a little bit of branding, trying to be creative with your flyers. Just do one, what I call DNA. So DNA means one solid package for all your branded items. Be done with it. The good news is you do it once. Okay? Number 5, promotion. With the promotion P of the model, the question is, many people think, okay, there are so many ways to promote myself. I should be tweeting, I should be on the Facebook, I should be in Instagram, website, etc. I can give you a very simple solution. You just have to answer 2 questions. what you're gonna do online and what you're gonna do offline. So 2 engagements, online engagement and offline engagement. But the thing is that you have to be selective. It's not about what you like to do, it's about where you will catch your customers. So whatever media the customer prefers, you are gonna be in those channels of communication. All right? And finally, platforms. Database is the key, that's your golden eggs. You have to maintain it over time. And finally, 7-piece projection. As you guys move on with the business, you have to understand that you don't have to reinvent your brand with the time. You have to manage it. You have to revolutionize your brand. And maybe in the future, you're gonna sell your brand. Be yourself, because everyone else is already taken. Thank you so much.